Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you a different technique that we used at Stamp Club in August to create kind of an embossed image or puffed out image. I don't know if you can see this really well, the dimension really well on the video, but I do have pictures on this blog for you to see close-ups and from angles and such. So this is the card that we did in Stamp Club. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. Call it the cotton ball puff, call it whatever you want. What I have done here is I've stamped the goose from Wetlands and I want him to puff out. Okay, so whatever you do, if you're going to color in whatever image you choose with blendabilities, remember that blendabilities will bleed through the back, so you have to layer it. Okay, for this technique you're also going to have to layer it. I chose to color with just blender pens and ink pads, but I have to layer it, and you'll see why in a moment. So I've stamped and colored my image. The next thing I'm going to do is take a stylus. Now I used mine from my Simply Scored tool. You may have one lying about, maybe you still have a light box or something, as many of us do. And what you're going to do is trace the image. I use the larger ball tip. Just trace the image as a whole. So I'm going to do the goose, but not his legs. Okay, this is going to provide me with some kind of a guide, I guess, when I turn it over. Notice I didn't do his beak because that's not really going to puff out. So I'm doing his body in general. Okay, now when you color an image in like I did that flower, it was really easy when we turned it over. Because Blendability's markers bleed through the other side, we could easily see the image. Here I'm just going to rely on this raised up image that I created with my stylus. Now what I want to do is take that same end of the stylus, just kind of color, fill in to push out on the other side the goose image, what I want to puff up. Okay, it's not a real great job, but you get the idea. Just kind of fill in that embossed image. So that starts the puffing out. Next we're going to take the adhesive. Now I like to use the fast fuse. You'll see me using it in videos. Once I got used to how to do it, I love it. It's like sticky strip on a roll. It's really strong. Anyway, you want to cover your whole image with your adhesive. Okay, so I'm going to cover the whole goose, not just little strips. The whole thing. Make sure there's adhesive everywhere. I'm going to put cotton, basically. And I'm also going to go ahead now and put it on the corners like I always do to mount this image. Notice how the fast fuse, I'm using it. I pull back, but instead of lifting up, I give it a quick flick of my wrist sideways. So I have my whole goose taped over, and now I'm going to take some cotton, not a whole bunch. You don't want a big fat goose unless it's for Christmas dinner, but you know, about that much. And I'm going to put it in his body where I have tape there, and I also have done some smaller pieces beforehand just so I could roll them with my hand for his head and for his neck. And I just took a little piece of cotton and rolled it between my hands. I just figured I would save time on the video. Okay, and now with all the cotton glued into place, and I also have cotton on the four corners, I can go ahead and layer this. The one thing I realized right at this moment that I neglected to do was it is a lot easier if you use your piercing mat to do the embossing with the stylus. I didn't do that, so I will do it this time, because now that I have it glued down, yes, it's puffed out and everything, but what I want to do is go over that image again with the embossing tool, with the stylus, and in this way what I'm doing is pressing the glue on the back of this paper down so I'm adhering it better. I'm also allowing for the cotton to puff out. I'm gluing down everything around it, and that cotton is going to poof out. Okay, so I'm actually done, and if you were to touch this, you see he's a fat goose. He has some dimension, and hopefully you can see it. Okay, if not, we'll take some close-ups with the camera and put it on the blog. But that is it. I don't know what to call it. I call it the cotton ball poofy technique. But there you have it. Thanks for watching.